You're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
With your host, Beto Barragan.
And we all know that when the good Lord created man, he meant for him to look just like me.
And Alex Lewicki.
The tower of power, too sweet to be sour. I'm funky like a monkey. Sky's the limit and space is the place.
The podcast made by fans for wrestling fans.
One sweet, one sweet, one sweet, one sweet.
You're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast. One Sweet Wrestling Podcast, episode number 23, if you can believe it.
Wow.
LeBron James's number. I'm sorry.
Michael Jordan's number.
Michael Jordan's number.
Get
Let's
it
be correct
right.
on that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to talk to him, the people, about these headlines. Greatest Royal Rumble, great or not so great. We want to hear from the people watching on Instagram Live. If you're watching us live, answer that question. Greatest Royal Rumble, great or not so great? Titus World SLIDE, Backlash. We're going to talk the Backlash from WrestleMania 34.
That's right. We also have Raw from Montreal. They're also doing SmackDown from Montreal, but last night was on fire. Being the Elite is also coming back. They made the announcement yesterday afternoon on YouTube, and we're going to hear about Beto's trip to Dallas, and did he ever find the Sportatorium?
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that and much more. We're also going to talk about local wrestling and why we're chilling, and I'm still in that frame of mind, dude. I'm still in Dallas. I'm having me a little Jack and Coke, having a good time and a good night. So let's do it, man. Greatest Royal Rumble, great or not so great? Did you watch it?
No. I watched the first match between Triple H and John Cena. After that, I thought, you know what? This is a glorified house show. I don't really need to invest my time in this. After watching what happened, the only thing I missed really was Titus getting essentially, he buried himself.
Yeah. I don't know if he so much as buried himself, but I mean, he definitely stole the show. I'll tell you that. But check it out. So I actually did get to see it. When you heard me typing, I'm pulling up the card, but these are in no particular order, and we'll just give a quick rundown of the Greatest Royal Rumble and some takeaways. And of course, you guys on Instagram that are watching live, you can definitely chime in on any of these comments or anything that we say on here. All right, let me get this set up here. All right, we got it. Okay. The first match of the night, John Cena versus Triple H.
Good match.
It was great. It was a great match.
It was safe because they both know how to work very well with each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm going to say this now. In about 10 years when they're not wrestling anymore, I'm going to miss it. Because they're really good on the mat.
You know, I can tell you that when I was younger, John Cena and Triple H, to me, like, whenever I'd see Triple H involved in a world title match, for a while, and I don't know if a lot of people can remember this, but Triple H was winning all the damn time, dude.
Yeah, he was burying
every single time, burying everybody.
Yep.
Look, like, Triple H is amazing, dude. Like, he's, to me, like, there is that video that we've seen before. It was Wrestling is Not Wrestling, and it chronicles Triple H's career. If you haven't seen that, check it out on YouTube. It's hilarious. Wrestling isn't wrestling. It's just Triple H's career in a comedic sense, played by supermodels, essentially. But it's hilarious. It makes for a really funny and I would say insightful look into Triple H's career. But nonetheless, of course, John Cena, the man, in my opinion, WWE's, that's their guy. That's their poster child. That's their blueprint right now. Well, with the exception of where they're going now. But yeah, all in all, it was a great match. But I kind of felt like the crowd was really into it. It seemed, And later on in the show, they tended to die out, kind of thing. I think they were getting tired.
Well, I mean, you have to figure they're in an outdoor stadium in Saudi Arabia. I think they said it was like 80 degrees or something. So while that's not entirely hot, imagine sitting in one spot for 5 hours in 80-degree weather. You're going to get tired after a while.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that it gets up to like 100, 200 degrees out there or something. I don't
200 degrees.
I don't know, man, but I'm just saying, like, it gets pretty hot out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like summer in Texas, like, every day over there. So I'm sure, like, you know, they're kind of like enjoying the 80-degree weather. But at the same time, I hear what you're saying. Undertaker versus Rusev match.
You know what? Jinx, yes, I finally got him.
You got me.
Okay,
got me.
you know, my only thing with this is because of the back and forth of who's going to wrestle, who's not going to wrestle.
Yeah,
it kind of made me not care, and you know what?
I forgot about it.
I don't even know I don't know what happened. Who won?
Undertaker won.
I shouldn't even ask.
Aiden English got involved in the match, and it was back and forth for a little while. You know, Rusev got some stuff in, and it looked good. Like, you know, Undertaker and Rusev worked very well together. I didn't see too many botches or anything like that, like later on in the Jeff Hardy and Jinder Mahal match. But it was a good match overall. I think it was a good match. I am going to retract my statement from a question that you asked last week. If there could be one guy that I could pick that would, what was it, hang it up or
to have never wrestle again.
My mistake in saying that it was The Undertaker, I'm going to go ahead and wipe that clean off the table if I could. Okay. And I will give you my answer later on because I did see some interesting videos later on and it was pretty hilarious. I'm just going to be straight up with that. And you might agree with me. But moving on, Seth Rollins, The Miz, Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, the Intercontinental Championship for the ladder on the ladder match. Dude, it was good. It was very entertaining. I don't think it was a bad match. It was good.
You know, my only issue, and this is going to sound, I don't know, take it for what it is.
Okay.
Or take it for what it is. I, for some reason, just still can't get behind The Miz. He's a good wrestler. He's, at times, some of the best wrestling that you get on a card. But when you put him in that match, he just sticks out like a sore thumb for some reason.
And I totally get where you're coming from because when you think ladder match, you're thinking the flying. You're thinking who should have been in there? Shelton Benjamin, straight up. Let's just be real. Shelton Benjamin would have been great in this match. But if you think about it, like The Miz is kind of your ground game guy. A lot of these guys can go to the ground. But the thing is, like The Miz and Seth Rollins, to me, like Seth Rollins can fly. The Miz is not a high flyer, and nor by any means is he meant to be. But The Miz is a good stability in the match. He's kind of like your anchor man in the match to kind of keep it like, you know, the thing is, in my opinion, I think you don't want it to be too many spots, too many high spots in a ladder match. It takes away from the actual like match itself or like the meaning of it, in my opinion.
All right.
Okay. I mean, yeah, they're built for high spots. Don't get me wrong. I love to see high spots, but the thing is, for this type of match in the WWE setting, you kind of needed The Miz and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins goes over in the match, and dude, this is one of the matches to watch because if you've ever, like, of course, you've seen ladder matches before. Yeah. How does it end? There's always two guys at the top. One of them knocks the other one down.
The other one punch each other.
They punch back and forth, and he grabs the title. The guy's on the ground looking up at him, and that's how they win. Well, it was quite the opposite when Seth Rollins does like the springboard off the top rope, lands on the ladder, climbs up there, and just grabs the titles.
See, that's the way it should be. And don't what's the word? Drag it out. Yeah, don't drag it out.
Don't over dramatize it. You know, it's there, but like it was so clean.
The worst is I can't reach the dude. You are 7 feet tall on that ladder.
Yeah,
just take the damn belt.
I got you. But here's the thing, dude. What I loved about him just jumping up and just going for the belts. He falls with him, and Finn is like, dude. Like all the while, Finn was going for the rope for the titles, and he's pulling the whole dramatic thing, right? And Seth just goes whoop off the top rope, climbs up there, grabs him, pulls him down.
Nope, this is mine. Thank you.
Yeah, and it was like the shock on Finn Balor's face was just awesome. Well, it was great. It made great TV. Okay, it was hilarious as far as that. United States Championship, Jeff Hardy goes over Jinder Mahal.
What are your thoughts on Jinder Mahal?
I mean, I think he's one of those guys. Okay, here's how it is. You know, when we were, I think it was a couple of episodes back where we kind of like drafted our own teams.
Yep.
Okay. When you drafted, did you just think powerhouse or like, you know, entertainment-wise, like who you wanted to see?
I put together essentially my Survivor Series. Like who would mark off all the boxes on that list. We need a technician. Boom.
Okay.
Got that. We
so
have the,
I got you.
All encompassing.
So what I did on my draft and my thought process was, and this is how I think about Jinder Mahal, you got to have a guy that goes that does the job. You got to have a guy that's going to do the job. Jinder Mahal to me he's going to win sometimes, but he's going to be your job guy. He's not going to be a jobber, but he's a job guy.
He's your fall guy when you need him.
He's your fall guy when you need him. Much like much like Titus Oneil.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there.
Wow.
But we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. Oh man. Yeah, but yeah, awesome. SmackDown Tag Team Championship. I want to say here's the thing. I fell asleep during this match.
Oh, that's how good it was.
Yeah, so I can't tell you who won or what, but if anybody knows, please enlighten me. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the Bludgeon Brothers. I think Luke Harper's the better wrestler.
You know, Luke Harper in ROH was so good. I think he went by the name Brody Lee.
So he's like the Bruiser Brody character.
But he is so good. Yeah. I mean, he's got the same beard. I
would gimmick him like that.
I could see it. It would be a good throwback, but he was really good when I first saw him.
Can you gimmick him like that though? Like in today's wrestling?
No,
right?
Here's the issue, and this is kind of why I really like Japanese wrestling at times. You'd have a person like Stan Hansen, you'd have a guy like Bruiser Brody running through the crowd, like whipping people.
Oh yeah,
It was like he was very interactive. There is a gentleman in New Japan right now. I don't know his name, but all I know, he has a metal fingers. Like he comes in with metal fingers, and he has a mouthpiece. Yes, he's got a mouthpiece and metal fingers, and he walks through the crowd like a madman. He is what those wrestlers were in back in the day. People were legitimately afraid of like, oh, he's gonna smack me.
Like when little kids were afraid of the Undertaker when he first came out.
Like he walks through the crowd, and like grown men are like, oh, this dude's gonna hit us really hard.
I don't know. I'm looking this guy up by the descriptions.
If I find his name, I will. I'll send it to you privately because I'm not gonna be able to find it.
Metal Mask.
What
if that was his name? Like one of those cheap
That'd be
80s,
terrible.
like you know what I'm saying? Like back in the 80s,
Like
I'm sure they would have like gimmicked a guy Metal Mask. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, didn't really care for this match. The Usos are fun to watch, but to me, in my honest opinion, the match that should be going on right now is the Usos versus the Young Bucks. I'm going to call it.
Okay, I got his
name. I'm
name.
going to call that. What is it?
Takashi. I want to say this is Lizuka, Lizuka, but I don't know if that's an uppercase I or a lowercase L. Or it could be Ayuka.
I looked up Takashi Iizuka, and I have the guy who created Sonic the Hedgehog.
Then that's definitely not him. Anyway.
What if it was him?
He's a crazy man. He's 51.
Okay.
Dude, he looks huge, but he looks crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks crazy. He's awesome. But yeah, that's who I'm going with. That's who I think is kind of gimmicked the way of Brody and.
But Luke Harper, like if you were to gimmick him, the thing is like, I don't know how you would gimmick him without having you could do a lot better, dude. If you were gonna do like a gimmick with the Bludgeon Brothers, come on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's just kind of like shortchanging the guy. Raw Tag Team Championships. The Bar versus Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. The Woken Tag Team versus the Bar. I saw partial of this because I think this is when I was waking up. Not a fan of this match.
The only thing I'm a fan of out of this whole match is the name of Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt. Is it the Eater of Worlds or it's the Deleter of Worlds? That's what it is. If you have
that's pretty cool.
The Deleter of Worlds, that sounds like a team that should be going up against Demolition or something.
And that's the thing. These gimmicks and stuff like that they're like here's my thing with WWE. Some guys are gimmicked and some guys aren't. Like, what's Roman Reigns' gimmick? What's Seth Rollins' gimmick?
Yeah. No,
Well,
looking at it now, there's a lot of guys who aren't gimmicked, but
yeah.
Like, I don't know.
The gimmick is not there anymore. The art of the gimmick is gone.
I was trying to think, back in the 80s, it used to be like Rick Martel he was the model. Everybody had something that you could place your finger on.
Well, I'm sure the wrestling fan has evolved from the gimmick stage. And, I mean, look at Glacier. Do you think that was the last,
no, dude,
hardcore gimmick? I loved Glacier, though.
No, they're still doing gimmicks. No Way Jose is a gimmick.
Did you just smirk at me because I said I loved Glacier?
No, dude. Glacier was
awesome, dude.
You know what? Glacier was awesome on WCW versus NWO. That game, he was a beast.
Oh, yeah. Like the World Tour and the Revenge.
Yeah.
Dude, those are good games. Anyway, Cruiserweight Championship, Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto. Let me tell you something, dude. They put on a great match for the people in Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. The people in Saudi Arabia appreciated this match. They really enjoyed the match. The athleticism, the flying, the back and forth. The kids were really into Kalisto.
You know what this reminds me of?
Sure.
When New Japan first came to America. You're seeing somebody you've never seen in person, and you're like, oh, my God, I know everything about you. I love how you wrestle. I'm expecting this. And you're just naturally excited. So I think when you get something that big coming through, you're like, I don't care who's wrestling. I can't wait to see this.
It was fun, and I think a lot of these people that saw this event live in person, they really enjoyed it. Shout out to Joe. What's his last name?
Joe Gasca.
Joe Gasca. Shout out to Joe Gasca. That's what's up. But I mean, looking at these people watching this event, in Saudi Arabia, they were really into it. They were totally into even AJ Styles. Okay, I'm going to backtrack on this. For the WWE title, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura, they hit second gear, and that was it.
Again.
Yeah. It's almost like, guys, we know what y'all can do. Just do it.
But you want to do it there.
Okay, but you should have done it at Mania.
You should have done it at Mania.
Do you think that it could? And I was thinking about this. Do you think that it could be that they're too? Are they injured?
No.
Is there any sign of slowing down with
No. I don't think they're injured, but I do think
I look at AJ Styles walk to the ring and I get scared for him.
Here's the thing. I think what's happening is that you're getting somebody that's going, hey, we can only allow you to do this because you put this match in NXT. Completely different match. But because where they're
insane, dude. It'd be insane.
It needs to be that type of match. But because right now you're in some place where they're going, look, we don't really care about.
This is the WWE style of performance.
We want it to be more entertaining than we want it to be sporty.
And that's the problem. And I think that's why a lot of guys don't sign to WWE because of that. They want to have free form and free reign of what they do. And I mean, it comes with the territory. You got to hustle for what you want. But if you want I'm not going to sit here and say cush job, you know what I mean? But I'm definitely going to say there are more perks being in the WWE than there are being in any other promotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure the pay is better than anywhere you're going to go.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The work schedule is probably a lot more conducive to people who live in the United States because I think after yesterday, the entire Raw roster has this week off.
Yeah.
So, Saudi Arabia flying to Montreal.
Right.
Hey, we're not going to run you ragged, but at the same time, you get a week off.
Yeah, and I mean, now, with this AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura match, it was an okay match.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm sure, the guys in NXT could throw on a lot better show than what took place here in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
But, that's,
Dude,
that's
can you imagine Ricochet in that crowd? That would be hot.
I can imagine a lot of things happening in that crowd, but,
shout out to Ravenhawk79 checking in.
I mean, I would have loved to see the women wrestle there. I would have loved to see Sami Zayn wrestle there.
Do you know why they weren't allowed to?
Yeah. I know the women weren't allowed to wrestle.
But do you know why Sami
obviously.
Zayn isn't?
Well, I read up on somewhere that he's of Syrian descent.
Yes,
so
and he's also been doing a lot of charity work for Syrian children.
Oh.
So
and they cut diplomatic ties in 2012, right?
Yes.
Because I read that fact on that. And like,
welcome to Political Science 101 with your
really,
professor, Beto.
Really, and I have glasses to prove it. There you go. I'll try. Anyway, yeah, dog. Universal Championship Steel Cage match, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Now, I saw the end of this.
And that's all you needed to see.
That's basically what I did see.
That was the story.
Such a stupid way to get out of that. His feet touched, your feet touched. Look.
They got nothing left for him, dude.
No, they don't. And
Brock said, I want to get out, and I'm not going to lose clean. Brock said, I'm not losing clean. I'm not losing.
I'm not losing.
I'm not losing. I'm not, and I'll give you your belt, and you can have a tournament for it, and here you go.
This is the more surprising thing, is because I was sure Brock was dropping the title.
Yeah.
But
I remember that, yeah.
Now, you look at, okay, well, if they're not giving it to Reigns right now, who do you give it to? And that's something I think they're going to have a problem with, because I know who we want to have the title.
For sure.
But what I think is going to happen is a little bait and switch where it's like, we'll give you maybe a Summers, we'll give you the Braun Summer.
Yeah.
Come Survivor Series, he's either dropping the title to a couple people. Roman Reigns again, or Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is somebody I can see legitimately taking on Braun and seeming like, okay, their size.
Braun or Brock?
Braun.
Okay,
I think Brock actually drops the title. There's no big pay-per-views coming up. You know what would make.
Hold on, let me finish this stuff.
Yes.
I'm here with you though. You're putting the carriage before the horse, dude. We got a lot to talk about on this show, but I'm gonna tell you right now, that match was not great. It wasn't great at all.
I wouldn't expect it to be.
But the ending is what you needed to get the point across, to get out of it. And you definitely said, what a crappy way to get out of it. I'm sure a lot of wrestling fans are thinking the same thing. Another thing I will add is the Greatest Royal Rumble won by none other than Braun Strowman.
Right.
Cool championship they gave him.
That he's not even using anymore.
But it's not. It's just it's a gimmick title.
No, he's not even. He
it's
doesn't carry it.
Title. No, it's not. It doesn't mean
it's
anything.
Stupid. Why is it there?
I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to do this a yearly thing, maybe in Saudi Arabia, but maybe in different places, and
just make it the Middle Eastern title. Then I
think that's what they're trying to do. I think that's what they may do if that push comes to shove, because they did announce like some guys that were trainers or training to become WWE superstars.
Oh yeah, with the Daivari brothers that came out. I heard
Yeah.
there was a bit of problems with that too.
Really?
Yeah, I think this is going off of just what I remember.
Yeah.
Arya Daivari evidently got death threats so he is of
Shut up, dude. Sean Daivari, the older one, or both of them?
I think Sean may have, but I got to relook at it. But from what I remember reading is that because he's of either Iraqi or Iranian descent, they were not looking at him favorably of how he was portraying himself. And so evidently they did some death threats. So I'm like,
wow,
that's pretty heavy.
Damn, now I feel kind of like tread lightly on the rest of
that's
a show. And I'm going to.
It's a sensitive subject as far as where the location is.
Okay. Now I'm going to, because I did notice some things in the crowd, because you know me, I like to people watch. Creepy like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So there is I like to kind of see what the crowd's doing. Like I always notice that one cat that looks like Trent Reznor from 9 Inch Nails with those glasses and the long hair. He's always at every live event. But anyway, yeah, Braun Strowman wins the Greatest Royal Rumble. Lots of cool play. Rey Mysterio Jr. pops up. The Great Khali came out. Hornswoggle. My boy, shout out to Hornswoggle.
Which, by the way, we had
homeboy.
a comment from Soda Pop Hendricks earlier. Hornswoggle is a true winner. He never got eliminated.
He never did. His feet never touched the ground.
No way Hornswoggle is ever winning anything in his life.
No, man. No. You know what's funny? when we met Hornswoggle that one time, and he's a Milwaukee Bucks fan, and we went back and forth.
Sorry about it.
I was like, look, dog.
Well, they got farther in the
You're in
playoffs than we
Spurs.
did.
You're in. Yeah, I know. When it's not. Let's not dwell on
Past sadness.
past sadness.
Gotta look forward.
But no, dude, it was cool. A lot of faces came out for the 50-man Royal Rumble.
Did you mention Mysterio?
Mysterio came out.
Wasn't his bicep ripped like a month ago?
I mean, you know what, dude? When WWE calls and they give you that check, you're gonna do what you got to do.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
Yeah. I mean, Ray was there. Who else was there? Sin Cara showed up. It looked like a different Sin Cara, though. I don't think it was the same guy because this dude was kind of tubby. He kind of.
When's the last time you actually saw Sin Cara?
But Sin Cara, remember Sin Cara used to be like real lean and real like ripped, kind of.
Yeah.
He wasn't as big as he was at the Greatest Royal Rumble. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't know who you were. I'm sorry. Please don't whip my ass. But straight up, I think you were looking a little. You know, you gotta hit the gym. I'm there with you, bro.
Wow.
I gotta get there too.
The shade is real.
Hey, dude, the shade is real. Like Beto threw shade on Sin Cara. He's gonna kick my ass. He's gonna draw a gun on me or something.
Whoa.
He might. That's the rumor, anyway.
Whoa.
That's the rumor. Yeah, I'm throwing punches tonight. Throwing punches. Anyway, overall, Greatest Royal Rumble, in my opinion, it was okay. It wasn't great. It was not so great, but it was okay.
Was it out of 10? What would you give it?
I'd give it a 6.
That's pretty solid.
I'd
I
give
mean,
it a
that's
6.
worth watching.
But
man.
the thing is like, you know, I was listening to like Dave Meltzer and stuff like that. You know, for
Uncle
sure.
Dave.
Uncle Dave. And he was saying that it was basically the way he saw it was more of like a political like stroke kind of thing. It was just more like a political thing, which it was, but you know what? Like, I mean, I think everyone has their own opinions of the WWE. I don't know if this move, I don't think this move is going to make you say, I am never watching WWE again.
I mean, there's been worse.
You're going to watch it, dude.
There's been worse cards
Yeah.
that have made me think, I'll watch this anyway.
Yeah.
And what am I going to do?
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was all right. But the thing that really came out of this, Titus World SLIDE.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Titus Oneil entering at number 38, I believe. And
Maybe making the best entrance.
Oh, yeah. The best entrance of the Greatest Royal Rumble. The greatest entrance of the Greatest Royal Rumble. So, like, Homeboy's running down the ramp, and he trips. They didn't show this initially on camera. So they were, like, focusing on the ring action and stuff. And you just hear Michael Cole and Corey Graves go, oh. That's, to me, was the funny part. Because it was like, they're really into the match. And they're like, and 38 is Titus.
It was Titus.
It was Titus. Dude, Titus tripped and fell, slid under the ring. I'm glad he's okay, though.
I'm more impressed that he slid so cleanly under the ring. I thought it was actually worked that he was supposed to, because I was like, man, can you imagine if he just busted his face on the side of the ring?
Dude, and you know what was funny was like, okay, so on Raw, and we'll talk about it in the next part of the show. On Raw, he said, I love when a plan comes together.
Yeah,
And
but it's a little tongue-in-cheek, and I think I know where they're going with this.
But it was pretty cool. I thought it was, I mean, I was like, dude, is he okay? I hope he's all right. But yeah, he's become quite the meme on the internet lately.
You know, between that and touching Vince McMahon.
Oh my gosh, dude, when he grabbed his arm
Yeah.
after the Daniel Bryan.
Maybe not the best things to be doing.
Dude, same page. Give me a dap for that. Dude, same page, because I was thinking that. I was like, oh my God, like this is the guy that like grabbed Vince McMahon's arm.
Yeah, what are you doing, man?
And then he's going to trip. It's like, I'm thinking like, what would Vince McMahon.
I heard Vince and Michael Hayes were laughing so hard in the back.
Oh my God.
And that's why they keep keep replaying it over and over.
Because they get a kick out of it?
they were busting his balls.
Look at him falling and tripping.
Ravenhawk, she says the whole event was awesome, but I wasn't feeling the crowd. You know, I can
Good
concur.
observation.
I will say it brought me back to something interesting. Remember the first, it brought me back to actually being a kid, because you see all these kids that have never seen professional wrestling in person. So seeing their faces, like when John Cena first walked in, and those kids looked like their minds were getting blown by like, oh my,
yeah.
that's John Cena.
Yeah.
That reminded me of when you first saw Hulk Hogan. You're like, who is that guy?
Yeah.
And he just kind of like,
He-
I understand what this was for. It wasn't electrifying, no, but it is worthwhile in that in maybe 20, 25 years, you'll see somebody that goes, yeah, I was there. And now I wrestle in the WWE.
And well, here's the thing too, is like, okay, and I love the observation of watching the crowd because that's what I was looking at too. So if you notice the way the ring was set up, it was like a traditional style arena setup.
Yeah.
Right? There was a massive gap between the first like 4 rows. That was the royal family of Saudi Arabia.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Okay. So that like little area right there, it was all the family and everything.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I was watching and I felt kind of uncomfortable.
What?
So there's that little, like the 4 rows there, and then it's a massive gap, and then it's like the rest of the crowd, the civilians, if you would. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're there, and I noticed like a couple of guys in like the first match, maybe like into the second, they were going ape shit, dude. They were enjoying it. They were like throwing up like shirts and stuff to the camera, and it was wrestling T-shirts and stuff. Like,
I saw a Too Sweet sign.
Okay, yeah,
you saw that too.
Jeddah is too sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So like people were into it. They had like big crowds into this, right?
Yeah.
So these guys are like, yeah. They're all into it. You see them enjoying it, and after the second match, they were gone.
Oh, you think they got taken away?
Now, I don't know. Far be it from me to say anything about anybody, but man, they were enjoying the show. They were having a good time. That's what wrestling is all about. You know what I mean?
Or
now, I'm sure it could be. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Let's say they just snuck their way up there.
Okay, that
you know
was
what I'm
another
saying?
thought, because when I noticed the royal family was sitting there and I thought they were closer, I thought, okay, maybe it's like royal family and then royal family's friends.
Maybe.
Only. You know what I mean?
You never
and
know.
They snuck in and they're like, yo.
You got to bounce, dude.
That's another thing.
That's something to think about.
They had like guards.
Yeah, I mean.
And they had their back turned to the action most of the night. It was really weird. I don't know if they were taking selfies, but I didn't see any arms like popping up. They were just kind of like, looking around, making sure nobody was starting any shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey,
I mean, they're the royal family, so
yeah,
they have to take.
You like that Richard Pryor reference I did there? We don't want to start no shit either. I'm sorry. I was watching.
You watching Money Train?
I was watching.
No, Silver. Was it?
No. I was
See No
watching,
Evil.
Yeah.
What we doing? Getting bad.
Getting bad.
Want to start
And
no
they're all-
shit.
Yeah.
I
love
that's
that. I
right.
love
Damn
those
right.
Movies, man.
Don't start no shit.
Don't start no shit either.
Darn right.
That's my favorite, dude. That's one of my favorite movies. But yeah, dude. It was kind of weird, dude. It was really like kind of like it made me uncomfortable in the sense that like, oh man, like they're not really paying attention to the matches, but the kids enjoyed it.
That's the big thing. I noticed that a lot of the kids were just super hyped.
Yeah.
But I will say, a lot of this is going to be null and void because a lot of this is going to be happening at Backlash again, which we'll be getting to after this.
No, let's do it.
You sure?
Let's
All
start
right, dude.
Backlash.
All right. In no particular order, here's the Backlash card. Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. We're going to go a little out of order here, only because Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley got paired up yesterday during Raw. It was a 3-on-3 match. They were on one side alongside. Think, Alex. Think. Hold on.
I only saw the highlights of Raw. So
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God, I'm drawing a blank. Who was it between?
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Dude, it was Roman Reigns. Man, that's how forgetful it was.
That was their team?
It was Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, and Bobby Lashley,
Bobby Lashley
versus Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Jinder Mahal. 3 Canadians against 3 Americans.
Oh, they did that old school USA versus Team Canada
I
thing.
think a lot of people know that Jinder Mahal's from Canada.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of Canadian wrestlers on this card.
Yeah.
It was really good. Okay, back to Backlash.
Oh my
so it's
gosh.
Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. There's no real stakes on this. It just kind of got thrown up out of nowhere. I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn take this, and maybe something happens between Strowman and Lashley just to kind of set that program up.
That'd be cool.
Later on down the road.
Yeah.
Next, Daniel Bryan versus Big Cass. Again, something that kind of came out of left field, but it's a good rehab match for both of them to kind of get into the stride of things. Big Cass needs to kind of show his dominance as far as a wrestler goes, which, by the way, Daniel Bryan, his welts on his chest from Roderick Strong.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Oh, my God.
I was going to mention that, yeah.
Dude. So that's a rivalry that used to be in ROH.
Right.
I hope at some point in the future they rehash that
I
because
think Daniel Bryan has enough pull to say bring him up.
Well, it seems like Roderick Strong's coming up whenever he wants. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see if Daniel Bryan went down to NXT. Maybe for a one-off match.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
You know,
they used to do that with Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah.
He wrestled
Tyler Breeze.
Yeah.
Yep. So what I'm thinking is, why not throw him and go, you know what? Have a grudge match. Have a grudge match between...
Well, you got to get to The Miz and Daniel Bryan first. The mainstream rivalry first.
Yeah.
You have to. You have to.
Unless you want to hold that off until after the summer.
Well, you should definitely. I would put it at SummerSlam. That's a SummerSlam match.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. That's pretty strong.
You have to have your best going out there.
So Daniel Bryan against Big Cass.
Yeah.
I particularly...
Who do you put over?
Daniel Bryan. Well, no, I take it back. I think this is going to be a DQ.
Yeah.
No finish. Because both of them need to come out looking really strong. Big Cass especially. I think what's going to happen is somebody's going to attack Big Cass and therefore cause that to be the next program.
No, man. Daniel Bryan and Miz. Miz
attacks Big Cass.
Attacks Daniel Bryan.
That's
might as well.
Thought. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It works. What else we got on the card?
The Intercontinental Championship. Seth Rollins against The Miz. Now, when does... I can see a lot of things happening here. If your theory on the Daniel Bryan and Big Cass holds true, Miz does not win. And specifically because of last night as well. And I'll explain that later when we get to it.
Yeah, for sure. Who do you put over in this one?
Seth Rollins.
He retains.
Dude, so strong. He's become the wrestler that I think a lot of people wanted, and a lot of...
They've been waiting for him to get to this point.
Yeah, I remember about 2 years ago, everyone's like, oh, he's where he is. And then it just wasn't clicking.
Well, he had the title, the Universal
But it just didn't feel like it.
Yeah, no.
It felt very like, okay, he has it, but what has he done with it?
Yeah, and then when you have Brock Lesnar sitting there without a title, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Raw Women's Championship, Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss. I want Alexa Bliss to take the title back.
Really?
Yeah. Nia Jax, great, whatever. She's a good champion. I think this is going to be a quick switch because you need someone to go after Alexa Bliss that is more than just, oh, she's a bully. I want Alexa Bliss to actually have to wrestle somebody comparable to her that can actually...
And have a legit wrestling match instead of a big versus small.
Yeah, which I get. That's a cornerstone of wrestling.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I just see Nia Jax, as good as she is, I don't see her as a champion.
I love Nia Jax.
Her character just isn't there for me.
I'm going to tell you, I love Nia Jax because I love the fact that she's she's a big girl, but I feel that as a big girl, she would be great wrestling against Natty. She would be great wrestling against Beth Phoenix.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
A stronger person.
Like a strong style, not strong style, but a stronger looking adversary.
Ravenhawk agrees with me. Alexa will win.
I'm gonna go with you and say Alexa too.
It just makes too much sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. It does. No, y'all are right, I guess.
You're right.
You're right. I think Nia's gonna retain.
Now here's another women's championship match.
Okay, what do you got?
At SmackDown, Carmella, champion, who cashed in her Money in the Bank, taking on Charlotte Flair.
I think Carmella retains.
I do too, only because...
Dirty, though.
Yes.
She can't win clean.
Yes. And I think what's going to happen is you're going to have something...
Build a card for a while. Build it up for a little bit. Get to SummerSlam. Let's have Charlotte Flair against...
Asuka. It needs to be the Asuka Charlotte Flair
rematch.
Round 2.
Rematch.
With or without the title. It doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah.
I mean, they can have a good match and have it just be, hey, I respect you. You respect me. Let's get at it.
Yeah. Got you. Totally.
Next match, which I am really looking forward to. Roman Reigns against Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Dude, I want my hometown boy Samoa Joe to break Roman Reigns. Want that to happen.
Yeah, dude. The Samoans, the Battle of the Samoans.
The Battle of the Joes.
Battle of the Joes. Dude, Samoa Joe goes over in this. Has to.
You think so?
He has to. If he doesn't go over in this, like, really, like, that just kills who Samoa Joe is. It kills his character because then he's going to become, like, that badass that doesn't get it done. You know what I'm saying? And he becomes... And he's playing he's playing the Samoa Joe theme song. He's playing it. And that theme song is hard.
Have you ever heard his original?
No.
Oh, shoot.
The old TNA one?
No, dude, the one from Ring of Honor. Hold on.
I haven't heard that one. Okay, he's gonna pull up that song. I don't know if y'all can probably hear it up on Instagram Live. But yeah, dude, Samoa Joe totally goes over Roman Reigns. I mean, if you don't do it, oh, nice. I like that. It's like an old monster movie.
Dude, it's the beginning of Godzilla when he comes out of the water.
Oh, dude.
But this is one of my favorite rap songs.
Yes. So, straight up, dude,
the champ is here.
if he doesn't win, dude, you just basically build him up to nothing. Who's he going to go after that?
Who are we talking about?
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
If Samoa Joe
Well,
doesn't
he's on
go
SmackDown
over,
now.
Yes, I know. But you look. I get he's on SmackDown. I get the potential. I get that there's all these guys that he could be going up against. But who better to knock off than Roman Reigns?
Well, yeah, that's what we all want.
You have to. There's why build up Roman Reigns? Like this story of Roman Reigns being the guy is done. It's over, dude. Roman Reigns has to just be humble.
Break his back.
Make him humble.
Make him humble.
I make him humble.
No, I see what you're saying. Samoa
You know?
Joe needs a little bit of a rub. And just go, look, here, you're going to be the tough guy that takes out Roman Reigns, our golden boy. But you're not going to be a threat to him.
Yeah.
You're going to be on this. Dude, Big Cass versus Samoa Joe would be a decent little.
That'd be cool.
Because Big Cass
is
big, right?
Look. You got to have a guy to take the job, to do the job. Mm-hmm. And if you go that route, Big Cass does the job for Samoa Joe. Does Roman Reigns do the job for Samoa Joe? No. Samoa Joe is going to do the job for Roman Reigns. At the end of the day,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
but you know, as much as I yell and I scream and I'm like, "Why? Why would you do that?" That Joe's your guy. Joe's your guy to make
Joe
Roman,
should be the guy.
Joe
needs
be
a
the
title
guy.
on him. Joe needs that US title like something.
He should have had that Intercontinental.
Bust that noise. Joe versus Jeff Hardy for the US Championship. Give it to Joe. I want to see him with a strap on his shoulder.
And that's the guy that does the. See, here's the thing. You know the guys that do business. You know that Jeff Hardy would be the guy to do business. Jeff Hardy would be the guy to straight up say, "Yeah, man, I'll do it. I'll do it for Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe's the shit. Why wouldn't I?" You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do I have to lose?
What do I have to lose? But throw something on, dude. We're gonna go ahead and.
No. There's one more match.
Oh, we got one more. I want to take a break so bad. Okay, what do you got?
AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship.
See, and look, with good reason. I'm sorry. I love both these guys. Phenomenal talent. But here's the thing. This is the third time. Third time's a charm. Maybe.
I think Nakamura takes it.
I think so too.
I think it needs
he has to.
At this point, yes.
He should have done it. It should have happened at Greatest Royal Rumble.
His heel run.
Everybody off.
His heel run is going to be so good.
It's going to be beast, dude.
Yeah.
Beast mode.
Yeah.
Straight up.
But yeah, so that's what's happening right now as far as the Backlash card. Let us know what you think in the comments on our Instagram feed
and YouTube. Why not? When you're watching this or listening to this at work on YouTube on later tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
Throw us a mention and let us know what's happening. But when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, I will be going over a few things. Raw from Montreal, how awesome it was, how French it was, being the elite, coming back, when, how, what's going to happen, we don't know. And last, but certainly not least, Beto's trip to Dallas.
Yeah, baby.
And did he find the Sportatorium? Guys, stick around. We got a lot more to cover. We're enjoying it. Hope you're enjoying it too.
If you're looking for a unique, clean, and comfortable shop to get your next tattoo, check out the artists at Galavetta's Tattoos. They're located downtown San Antonio at 628 South St. Mary's, just north of Cesar Chavez. Galavetta's is home to some of the best, most experienced tattoo artists in San Antonio, and the only shop in town with 4 female artists on staff. Established in 2005, Galavetta's Tattoos offers a variety of styles and the highest quality tattoos with the price that won't hurt your budget. So stop by for a consultation or give them a call to schedule one. It's easy. 210-227-7673. That's 210-227-7673. Calaveras Tattoos, San Antonio's favorite tattoo shop.
This is Jared Davis, author of To Be the Man comic, and you're listening to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
What do you think of the new digs?
I like it. I like it a lot. I like the new Kiss. I like that poster above it.
Yep.
I like it a lot, man. I like it a lot.
Asesinos de la Lucha Libre. Who's on there? Who's on that poster that we
Blue
have up
Demon, Black Shadow, Gory Guerrero.
there? Dude.
I can't even remember. You know what? No, I take it back. I think I got
Gory.
that at a car show in California.
Did you? That's a
Yeah.
pretty cool poster. I dig it.
Yeah, dude. That's like 10, 12 years old.
Nice.
Damn.
Yeah, I got that Love Gun album from Kiss for $5, dude. Oh, nice. You're wearing the shirt. How, dude, we're so in sync, dude. It's going pretty well tonight. I would think so. So talk to us. Raw in Montreal.
Yeah, man. Montreal was on fire last night, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if anybody saw this, but they're doing a 2-night spell last night and tonight for SmackDown at the Bell Center in Montreal, Canada, someplace I hope to one day actually visit. I'm a big fan of Canadian everything.
We should go.
That'd be awesome. Go to a Habs game. Yeah, so a couple of big things that happened yesterday. Roman Reigns came out, made his little announcement. Oh, I never lost, therefore I'm officially the champion. Whatever. Jinder Mahal comes out, gets kind of a mediocre response. Then Sami Zayn came out. Dude, that place sounded like Steve Austin just came through the ropes. It was deafening.
It was off the chain.
Dude,
man.
it was awesome. I will say, dude, Sami Zayn is a super good talker. He knows exactly what to say. He knows how to play to the crowd. And I think that has a lot to do with the Kevin Owens effect. As far as him and Kevin Owens is basically being best friends. So they're going to have similar personalities, and they know how to talk to crowds. And for them to be able to talk to a hometown crowd in French only helped them. Dude, that crowd was amazing last night.
Yeah, when they were speaking French, I was telling you before we went on the air. I was listening to Talk Is Jericho a while back with Kevin Owens, and they were talking about the term "suck it" from DX, right?
Yeah.
I sound like a news guy. The term "suck it." Yeah, they talk about it, and he says something to the effect of, "How would that sound in French?" And he says it sounds like chasseur or something like that. I forget, chassé or something like that. Not chassé. Chante. Wow. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out RuPaul.
Shout out RuPaul. My wife was going to love that.
For real,
Shout out
right?
RuPaul.
Oh my gosh, dude. No, so yeah, dude, straight up, like, he says that, and it caught my ear, and I started laughing because I'm pretty sure he said Roman Reigns sucks.
I would like to see what they said as they were coming down the ring.
Like a subtitle?
Just something. I just want to see what somebody said because who knows. But yeah, dude, a couple things. They ended up setting up a 6-man tag between, like I said earlier, Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman. For some strange reason, they paired him up with Roman Reigns as well. Against the 3 Canadians, Jinder Mahal, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens. It's been a long day.
And that's funny. You know what? You were like earlier, you were like back, like forgetting the U.S. team. Now you're forgetting the Canadian team.
Dude,
What's
I
going on with you?
had a long day. I had to remember a lot of stuff. So, a couple other matches that took place that really just this crowd got a good card.
They sure did.
They got Ruby Riott
Yeah.
against who was it? Mickey James?
Was it Mickey James? I don't remember.
It was Mickey
Sasha.
James.
It was Sasha Banks.
Yes, it was Sasha Banks.
That was a good match, dude.
Ruby Riott hit this move that is, I haven't seen it ever. And if I have, I don't remember it. But so she goes up to the top rope and she does almost a backwards senton splash where she just basically does like a trust fall.
Oh,
and
wow.
she like tucks herself in and just falls on the
that's
person.
cool.
It looked, her hang time was awesome. I was like, wow, that's legit
had
impressive.
She had a good match against Charlotte at the pay-per-view before Mania, and a lot of people just didn't really like. I guess they didn't really like care to watch it, but man, she's a talent on her own, dude.
Yeah.
I like her a lot.
Yeah, she's got she's awesome. After watching that last night, I would love to see more of her. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, I think she's gonna have a good amount of her against Natalya would
She's
be great.
definitely the standout when it comes to that faction, the Riot Squad. Of course, it's named after her, but at the same time, she really is the driving force of that squad, and like she's the one with the talent, in my opinion. She's put there to help the other two grow.
Yeah.
And if that's what we're seeing from the main person that you're going to push from that team, imagine what the other two are going to do.
Yeah, it can only go up from there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they're elite.
They're doing
I
it.
guess.
Yeah, they're doing it pretty smart.
But yeah, the best match of the night.
Sure.
Had to have been, oh no, I take it. There was one thing that happened. There was Elias versus Bobby Roode. Elias did something I've never seen anybody do.
Wow.
So he goes up for a scoop slam. And normally you just see somebody, drop somebody down. He took Bobby Roode, who's not a small man.
Right.
He picked him up and just threw him.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
I saw that.
That was awesome. It was like, I don't care about you. He threw him like a sack of potatoes.
Dude, Elias is coming up, dude. I think Elias is going to be the guy that...
I can see him as IC champion.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised to see Elias as the WWE champion at some point.
Maybe.
Later on down the road.
Later.
Because here's the thing. Remember Edge?
Yeah.
For years, I knew this guy that would tell me Edge is going to be the champion. I'm like, no, not Edge. Edge is going to be the champion. What happened? Edge became the champion. And one of the best champions in WWE history.
Yeah.
I mean, you know
Hall
what I
of
mean?
Famer.
It could happen. It could happen to Elias as well, Looking at the way that match went, the crowd was entertained. Montreal is of course it's Canada, hotbed for professional wrestling. They enjoyed the hell out of that.
They haven't had a Raw in about 4 or 5 years.
Has it been that long?
I think so.
See, what does that tell you, dude?
See, some markets need, dude. They should have a WrestleMania up in Montreal.
It
would make
sell out
quickly. I would go up immediately.
Yeah,
I would go up there. You know what's funny?
Dude,
I would go there instead of going to New
You
Orleans.
wouldn't be able to get a ticket.
Yeah, probably not.
That's
Probably
how bad
not.
it would sell out.
Yeah. Where was I?
Would it be as much money though because it's Canadian dollars or?
I don't know what the exchange rate is.
We'll have to look
Maybe.
into that. That'd be interesting to know.
But yeah, couple other matches that took place. The 3-on-3 was very entertaining.
The main event?
Yeah.
No.
Second to main event. The main event was the IC title between Rollins and Balor. That was a great match.
A great match, yeah.
A good 15 to 20 minute match. Told a great story. Balor is eventually going to win this, and I suspect it to take place after Backlash.
Kind of like a Nakamura and AJ Styles thing. Like, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Nakamura is going to get the title, and Balor's going to get the IC title.
I think it's a good title for him to hold on to.
Yeah,
because when he got the Universal, it was like, cool. It's a guy we all wanted to.
Yeah.
But because of that freak accident, it's kind of like, well, we have to hit reset on him, and then that's where we're at with. Okay, well, we'll take the IC title.
Do you think the makeup of the it looks like we're about to be deleted?
Give us
from
10 seconds.
Instagram.
We'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. I'll rectify this. Keep talking.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, what was I thinking? I was thinking something. Anyway, no, what I think it is. I'm sorry. It has been a long day. What I'm saying is, do you think the makeup of the WWE would have changed had Balor still been the Universal Champion?
No, because I think what's going to happen is they would have eventually made him drop the title to Roman. And it would still, everybody would still have hated it. It's just, who's more believable? Who's more believable than
I
it being
think Roman,
dropped?
dude, I think if that happened, if Roman had beat Balor, he would have.
Oh, he would have had super heat.
Yeah.
X-Pac heat.
Exactly. See, what's funny is our minds are kind of absent, but we're still in the same wavelength. I dig it. We're here. One Sweet Wrestling Podcast, having a good night on a Tuesday night.
Speaking of a good night, guess who's on the live stream right now?
Who's on our live stream on
My
Instagram?
wife.
Oh, man.
Hello, Anna.
Mind your P's and Q's, Alex.
Yeah, I can't be
you
talking
don't want to say
about
anything
Alexa
like
Bliss.
hell, damn, or shit or anything like
Poop.
that.
Poopy mouth. Poop mouth. Your poop mouth.
Oh man, how about that 3-on-3
Good
match?
Good match. Rollins.
How'd you like the finish?
I'm sorry, not Rollins. Reigns. I I don't understand why they don't allow hometown guys to go over.
It doesn't make any sense. I felt like they should have. It was kind of like it reminded me, like those teams reminded me of that time where the Hart Foundation took on Stone Cold. And
here's something I noticed about the whole night.
Yeah,
they didn't mention the Montreal Screwjob once.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
because it's squashed.
Yeah, I think it's like, look, it's a past history. We're getting beyond this.
They squashed it. Well, Brett and Sean made up, and that's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know.
That's it.
Everybody really did their job very well in this match. Braun is the babyface of all babyfaces, though.
Yeah.
There's no way that the WWE can hear that response of Roman basically getting booed out of Montreal.
Yep.
And Braun coming in as his partner getting cheered. It's like, ooh.
Dude, okay. When I noticed that, I thought, that's bad.
That's real bad.
That's bad, dude. Especially when you're trying to build up this guy to be your monster like heel guy.
Yeah.
But it's not working, and they're cheering for him. And then putting him with Alexa Bliss as a tag team partner, that didn't help your cause either. It made people love him more.
He's like the Beast in Beauty and the Beast for people. You know, it's like he's the gentle giant that can kick your ass when he needs to, but he can be the sensitive teddy bear for the women.
I swear, dude, when Christmas times comes around, when Christmas time comes around and I see Braun Strowman reading to kids wearing a sweater.
Oh, bet money he's going to be Santa Claus, dude. He's going to be Santa Claus.
It's going to be a Santa Claus Royal Rumble, and Braun's going to win, dude.
He's Santa Claus. Alexa Bliss is going to be his elf.
Yep.
Mark it.
We're calling that around Christmas time. You'll thank us later. It'd be a Merry Christmas to all, bro. Oh, my God.
And to all, get these hands.
Get these. Oh, my God. We just made the shirt. If anybody from WWE is watching.
We're marketing it.
We took it first. We're taking it. We're taking that.
Deal with it.
Merry Christmas.
We're going to get a cease and desist. Be like,
to all get these hands.
Be like, oh, well, we need to get that on a shirt immediately.
Oh, tomorrow it's happening.
Yes.
That's my paycheck right there. Yes.
But other than that, what else happened? Oh, one of my favorite things off of last night's Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, you were telling me about it.
A moment of bliss with Alexa Bliss. Her delivery is so good. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. She makes a very funny reference about the teacup ride in Disneyland.
Uh-huh.
It's a little teacup, and you just sit in a cup.
That's funny, dude.
Watching her delivery.
Comedy, man.
Dude, she's very funny.
I like when WWE dabbles into comedy, and what a good pick.
We already have one customer in Ravenhawk that says she will buy that T-shirt.
All right.
So we're making our money back already.
We're making money back already. Hey, and it's going to be a lot cheaper than WWE selling them for.
Yeah, it's only going to be $25.
Yeah, it's only
not the 27.
Yeah, and then you can get the second one for 10.
The $1. You get the one that's kind of ripped, messed up. Yeah.
It's like silk screen, like all crooked.
Yeah,
and it's handmade, and it's love.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's love from all of us here at One Sweet
Handmade
Wrestling
by
Podcast.
the little children from Southtown.
That's right. Handmade from the children of Southtown.
Southtown.
Oh my God! As a Latino, I can safely say this: all the little Bolillos making all the shirts for us. I'm just saying, bro.
Look, you got to give them a job somehow. You got to keep them off the streets. But something that's going to be near and dear to your heart, looking at the T-shirt you have on right now, being the Elite, made a nice little teaser trailer about them coming back. What do you think about that, man?
All right, man. Look, I think I've said this before. They should definitely market this as a DVD or like a downloadable thing. Eventually, season 2. To me, it's a season 2 of Being the Elite. It looks like Cody Rhodes is back for a return. Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi are back.
No longer with the gray hair either. Full blonde.
No, full blonde now. So Golden Lovers are in full effect. Flip Gordon wants to get the boys back together again.
I will give out a quick shout out to Flip Gordon. I was looking on his Twitter. Today is the last day he will be a serviceman in the U.S. Army. So thank you, Flip Gordon, for your service.
Yes, definitely. Thank you.
I hope everything in your career from here on out is nothing but gold.
Dude, that's legit, dude. He served in the U.S.
for 6
Army.
years.
Like, that's a legit thing. It's not just a gimmick. Homeboy was a serviceman.
Yeah,
in the
no.
US
So
Army.
congratulations to you on your
Congrats,
service.
man.
I hope you're happy that you're safe through all your endeavors and whatnot. But now, go make that money.
Yeah, make that money, son. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you right now. If you get booked for All In, please put in a good word for us. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, because you're our homeboy.
Yeah, we're homies.
We're homies.
Yeah.
Flip.
What did I flip? Hey, I gave you that name. Remember when we hung out? I'm kidding, man. Before you went to the army, before you thought you were all chingon.
Yeah, you thought you were the man.
You thought you were the man.
But yeah, being the elite's coming back. It's gonna be very interesting. Are
you looking forward to it?
I am and I'm not.
Okay.
Only because I'm interested to see
the storyline.
Yes, because
it helps move storylines.
And I'm not, because there are some things that you're just like, okay, yeah. Joey Ryan's not dead.
No, but I mean it makes for silly, mindless TV. And it's look, these guys are about our age. This is the kind of stuff that
I didn't realize that.
Saw.
Dude, Cody's our age.
Yeah,
he's like 32.
Cody's like 32. I mean, these are guys that are our age that like, what did I want to watch when I was watching TV? What did I want to put on? Like, so I think that's what they're doing with this being the elite. And they happen to be pro wrestlers and like the hottest ticket in professional wrestling. I mean, I still think they're still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think so.
Yeah. I will say, because being the no, I don't want to. I'm trying to put my words here.
Okay.
Being the elite definitely cooled off when the finale happened. I think people were like,
"Oh, I know, yeah."
Like no one's really up the being the elite. Like, just obviously there's
T-shirt
no content.
sales are down, bro. They gotta make more money.
You never know. You never know. Oh, it looks like we froze a second, so we should be.
Are we back?
I think we are. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Let me do the robot for the camera. Okay, we're good. I think we're good. All right. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to being the elite.
Me too.
I mean, I think it's going to be cool to see everybody back, and I think it'll be interesting where they go with it and how they go about it. Really, at the end of the day.
Yeah. My question for you, and this is not my official question, but this is
of course.
me and you.
Sure.
How'd your trip to Dallas go?
So, no offense to anyone that's a Dallasonian. A Dallasonian, a Dallasan, whatever you're going to call yourselves. I don't know what they call the people in Dallas. Dallasites. The Dallasites. I don't like your driving, man. I don't want to be on the roads in Dallas anymore. I don't. Look, so my girlfriend and I, we went to Dallas. She had an education conference because she's in the education system, and shout out to all the teachers out there for teaching our children and leading them to a bigger and brighter future. God knows we need you, and the good ones. It's always awesome to be around the good ones. Just to throw that out there, because education is very much needed in the world. Anyway, rant over, soapbox put away. We went up there and we. I'm out there. I got to sightsee, and I heard about this little thing. Not a little thing, but this awesome thing if you're a pro wrestling fan in Dallas. There's a thing called the Sportatorium. Yes. The Sportatorium was home of the legendary family, the Von Erichs. Probably I would say the first family in wrestling. So I had to go see. I knew that the site was torn down back in 2003, I believe. So I had to go see just where the site was. And, as a wrestling fan, I had to go stand on the grounds, the hallowed grounds of the legendary Von Erichs family. So I got there, drove into the lot. And it's now, if you look on our Instagram, like, it's just a grassy knoll. It's just a grassy
Not the
spot.
grassy knoll,
Not
but
the
a grassy knoll.
But
yeah.
It's a grassy knoll that's just sitting there, and it's an empty lot now. I wish that they put like a placard or a sign that says, "Here stood the once legendary Sportatorium," or rebuild something. You know what I mean? It's just kind of sad to see, but gosh, man, what a legacy to have left behind for the world of professional wrestling. You know what I mean? The thing that disheartened me about it was, I asked people in the area if they knew anything about it, and not many people knew anything about it. and it kind of like broke my heart just a little bit.
Yeah.
Until
like a piece of the culture had gone.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then, I'm sure like if it was in San Antonio, we probably would have had that building on stilts or something. I don't think that building would have gone away. We probably all would have been thinking it's a haunted place, and we all would have gone in there instead of the old insane asylum if you live in San Antonio.
Wow.
Yeah. Really, dude, truthfully, like it was a fun time overall. I went to the Dealey Plaza to go see where JFK was assassinated.
Yep.
The birth of Dallas, the site of the birth of Dallas. Unfortunately, with the tragic events that happened there, it's, as you said a couple of episodes back, it's just a street. It's still there, it's still functional. But the cool thing was getting to be there at a historic site. I mean, I'm a history buff. I mean, if you don't know me, I have a tattoo on my arm that has it's a Mount Rushmore with famous monsters on them. So, that's how much of a history buff I am. Now, being there, it was kind of like, wow, man, I'm actually here. This is just something that, I don't know. I feel like if you live in Texas or
it's a piece of American history.
It's American history.
It's world
Texas.
history, really.
It really is,
but,
dude.
That being said, when I did go to Dallas, I did the same thing as you, except I didn't look for the Sportatorium because it was like 29 degrees.
Yeah, it was yeah. The weather was very much different. It was a lot warmer. So I did get to like walk around Dealey Plaza, and this guy's like one of the conspiracy theorists that are out there. They're like, "Hey man, did you know this?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm just here to look around, take pictures. I'm sorry, I don't want to buy anything." And he was like, oh, "Okay, where are you from?" I said, "San Antonio, Texas." He's like, "Oh, so y'all know about history?" I said, "Yes, sir. We have the Alamo, Ozzie Pete on it, and, and we have the missions. That's history, man. And we are the heavy metal capital of the world. I don't care what anybody says."
Wow.
But I told him, I'm a wrestling fan. This is actually my second stop, Dealey Plaza. He said, "What was your first stop?" I said, "The Sportatorium in Dallas." And he was like, I said, "The Dallas Sportatorium." And he's like, "Oh, man." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "The Von Erichs, that was the place to go, dude, back in the day." Went to a shop. And as you said, man, like I felt like the culture was gone. I went to a little shop that they sold T-shirts at, which oddly enough, you went to the same store.
Yeah.
And I went in there and they had a bunch of Willie Nelson T-shirts and all kinds of Texas, guns don't kill people, I do, which I wish I kind of got that shirt because that was kind of a cool shirt. I remember Test wearing that shirt. But yeah, dude, I asked the lady, I'm looking for a T-shirt that says, this is the Dallas Sportatorium, anything. And she was like, "Yeah, I don't know." I felt so disheartened about that.
I think it's one of those, look, this is what I got. Don't bother me.
Yeah,
I caught that vibe from that place too.
Yeah,
it's like
I wish they would have. I'm sure I gave her a good T-shirt design. You know what I mean? If they make their own shirts,
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, but maybe I'm like one in like the millionth person that goes to Dallas to see something like that. But yeah, man, overall it was an awesome trip. I mean, I got some good steak, had some drinks, hung out with my lady. We had some, relaxing time. I hit the gym, and if you want to see my fit girl picture, just go to
your personal Instagram?
My personal Instagram account, Bethel_Barragan, Barragan, and check out your boy Flex and look like a fit girl and be all like looking real swole and strong. That's what's
got
up.
Muscles for days.
That's right. But yeah, man, for sure. Let's go ahead and hit some shout outs on the recorded show for all you people listening at work.
Yeesh.
Legend says there is a place in San Antonio where there are battles of the mind and trivia, loteria, and celebrations where we drink and dance to live music. El Luchador, located at 622 Roosevelt in Southtown San Antonio.
Friday, June 8th, Heavy Metal Wrestling invades San Antonio, Texas at their new home, The Guillotine. With 2 minutes to midnight, witness the mayhem and madness that is Masada, New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar ACH, and making his heavy metal wrestling debut, son of WWE Hall of Famer Big John Studd, Big Sean Stud. Plus, women's action featuring the rematch of Alex versus Alexa. Also scheduled to appear, Ultraviolent Beast, the heavy metal berserker Ruben Steele, Great Scott, Dylan Devine, Terrell Tempo, Always Ready Cody Lane, and much more. Heavy Metal Wrestling live at the Guillotine, located at 1816 North Main Street. Get your tickets today at www.heavymetalwrestling.com. This card is subject to change. All ages permitted. Ages 18 and under must be accompanied by an adult. Must be 21 and up to drink. Yeah, dude. So thank you to everybody that's been hanging on to Instagram Live with us, and we really appreciate your support. For real, like legit. You know, they're watching and they watch us on the breaks and stuff. So when you're on Instagram Live on Tuesday nights, check us out. We go on at 6 o'clock. Come hang out with us, talk wrestling.
Before you go, watch the IG models on their Instagram feed because we know you do it.
Yeah, for sure. Watch me on there. I'm up there now. I'm up there.
You are an Instagram model.
Hashtag fit girl. That's what I put when I would put my my workout.
Get it, workout, get it.
Gotta get it. My workout video. So check it out, dude. Like we were talking on the break about wrestling.
Oh, the wrestling. Okay,
video game.
So what we were doing, we were talking about the old school Tiger Electronic video games from like the early '90s that only had 2 buttons, and they always ended up being the same button.
Yeah,
and they had those really bad graphics that looked like a calculator graphic.
Yeah, and it's like the controls are like up, down, push, escape.
Yeah.
And like you could pick from a guy that looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin with like a flat head, a guy with a mustache that had like the Goro like hair, like the top knot.
Oh yeah.
And what's funny is that look at that, the top knot is there, but it's like, you know, he's bald around the top knot. They need to bring that style back. Not the one with all the hair and then the top knot. Shave the whole head. You got guts, dude? Do that. The Goro. Then you got one that has like has a mohawk, and then the last one you pick like a guy that has like a mullet, but
with
like
a rat tail.
With a rat, it's like a rat tail and a tri-hawk. It's amazing. He kind of looks like a punk version of.
Dude,
Ricky
you know
Morton.
who he looks like?
Who?
Okay.
I said Ricky Morton.
Go back with me on this.
Okay.
Do you remember the movie Weird Science?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember when that rowdy group of bikers broke into the party?
Oh, yeah.
Homeboy with the 3.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
That's who it looks like.
That's probably who they based it off of. Then you got your opponents, which is like some.
They all look like. There's 3 lucha guys with masks on.
Yeah.
With one mohawk in the middle. Interesting. Dude, that kind of looks like Captain America.
Yeah, that one at the end looks like Captain America. Yeah, look it up. Wrestling by Tiger Electronics.
Wow.
If you'd be so
From
kind
1988.
and find that, dude, if you find that, hook a brother up. I'm just saying. Like, if anybody has it laying around, hook a brother up. I really would love to have
We
that.
could find it at Eisenhower.
Dude, we probably could find that at Eisenhower.
No.
Look, let's talk local professional
wrestling.
wrestling.
Man, hit me with it.
Friday, May 4th at the Turner Club at 5555 Duffick Drive in Kirby, Texas. RCW is going to have their 16th anniversary show featuring James Ellsworth. If you remember Chince McMahon, who was in the WWE for a little while, any man with 2 hands can, unless he's going to get these hands, is going to be wrestling at RCW at the Turner Club. So get your tickets for that by visiting them at I think it's rivercitywrestling.com. So check them out. And, of course, June 8th, 2 minutes to midnight. Another match has been announced by Heavy Metal Wrestling at the Guillotine.
Yeah, man.
We went out to their last show, which was Psycho Holiday, and I'm going to tell you something, dude. Probably in my opinion, one of the best wrestling promotions in San Antonio, and they put on some great wrestling matches.
They bring in some quality people.
These guys and ladies like that have come out have really shined. You're not going to be unimpressed by any of this. You're going to have a great time with it. Another match has been announced. Always Ready, Cody Lane, and Ethan Price are going to be taking on, check this out, Next Level, Zach Taylor, teaming up with ACH.
Take my money.
So ACH, Zach Taylor is the protege of ACH. ACH has also had a hand in working with Cody Lane and Ethan Price. They've actually Yeah, of course. ACH Ring of Honor.
Yeah, dude.
ACH New Japan Pro Wrestling is going to be in San Antonio, June 8th, with Heavy Metal Wrestling. You definitely want to get your tickets. Just phenomenal wrestling, guys. And I'm going to tell you right now, you get a lot of bang for your buck. ACH is going to be there. Masada is going to be there. He's going to be taking on Great Scott. We also have the rematch between these ladies, Alex and Alexa. They're going to be taking each other on in a rematch.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, that's going to be good.
A lot of crowd response. The crowd loved these two ladies wrestling in San Antonio, Texas at the Guillotine. Definitely want to check those matches
And guess
out.
what? We'll be there.
Oh, yeah, we'll be there. And check it out. It's only $10.
Yes.
Yes, $10. You get a taco truck. You get two bars that are open, and you get pro wrestling, all for $10. What more can you want?
And us for $10.
And us for $10 because we're going to be there. 5 and 5.
That's a beer.
That's a beer, really. Beer and a shot combo. They have some pretty good deals out there too, so you definitely want to check that out. Also, we just want to go ahead and add, next week we're going to have Sweet Charbonneau and the Fur Trappers, our first band, coming in here to One Sweet Wrestling Podcast.
Awesome.
You and I are big fans of local music.
Yeah, man.
These guys are hilariously amazing. Just think a comedy act mixed in with pure rock and roll. And I'm not talking metal. I'm not talking punk. I'm just talking rock and roll stuff that you've heard before, and just with a San Antonio twist to it.
Okay.
So really looking forward to having these guys in studio, and it's going to be a blast, dude. I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds like a good old-fashioned time.
We that's what we do here in One Sweet Wrestling Podcast. But check it out, bro. Tell me something. You have a question for me.
Yes, I have a question, and it's something that's been lingering on my mind.
Okay, wait. Before you ask your question, remember earlier in the show I said something to the effect of
Last week.
Yeah, last week's question.
Yes.
If you could pick one person to hang it up, who would it be?
Yeah.
So I'm retracting The Undertaker for the sense of health and all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to throw this out there. Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner.
Yeah, he's still doing it.
Dude, he came back to Impact Wrestling, formerly known as TNA, and they recently had their what do you call it? Their pay-per-view, Redemption. And Big Papa Pump came out as the surprise tag team partner.
Okay.
And look, Impact Wrestling is a organization now in my eyes, a bunch of guys that are proving themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the proving ground to get to something better, maybe. It just, the crowd wasn't into it. Big Papa Pump coming back. I don't think half the people even knew who he was.
Ooh.
And it was bad, dude. It just looked bad, and he doesn't look the same. He's getting older up in his age. He doesn't look like old.
He doesn't look like the big bad booty daddy.
The big bad. He does not look like the big bad booty daddy. It just looked like
the big dad.
I don't think he
grandma.
ever looked like that. Just throwing that out there. But man, it was just that's where I'm going with it. As far as that question, I have to retract it and say Big Papa Pump.
All right,
but
man.
of course, Alex.
Yes.
You've got your question. Hit me.
My question for you. Who is your favorite non-WWE or member of the Bullet Club that is currently wrestling? You can count
That
NXT.
was awesome. No. Oh, I can include NXT?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you want to go farther than that?
No.
Cool. I'm with it. Let's do
No.
it.
I'm going to tell you right now. I think that cheapens it. If you're going to say WWE,
You want to
gotta
encompass
go-
the whole thing.
You got to do the whole thing. That's the universe.
All right, man.
Okay. Favorite outside of WWE, who's not a Bullet Club member, I am going to go with, dude, Silas Young.
That's a strong choice.
I really enjoy seeing Silas Young.
That's a strong choice, my
I
friend.
was gonna kind of do a cheap pop and kind of say somebody from Heavy Metal Wrestling because I really did. No lie. I really did enjoy the show from Heavy Metal Wrestling, but I can't disservice people with something like that. I think the answer for me is Silas Young from Ring of Honor.
Nice.
We've seen him a couple of times. You actually introduced that wrestler to me.
Yes. Yeah.
So straight up, like Silas Young is like, to me, he looks like a dad that can just whip your ass.
You know, I saw an early video of him, and he was a babyface, and it's very interesting to see him be a babyface with the crowd. Like, it doesn't.
I don't want to see.
It doesn't work.
I don't want to.
No, I take it back. It works because look, as long as he can get over, I'm not going to say
as
that.
long as he can get over, it works.
Yeah.
But I don't dig it. I like the heel Silas Young. Very gritty style of wrestling. He reminds me, like, if you look back at the old AWA wrestling, you look at these guys and they're not like physical specimens, you know, they don't have like the 6-pack abs. They're not muscle bound dudes. They're just big dudes that look like they can kick your ass in a bar fight. Silas Young looks like that kind of guy, and his style is reminiscent. Like, you know, we always talk when we're at these wrestling shows and stuff like that. He looks like that Stan Hansen type wrestler. I think Silas Young would be a huge star in like the old days of wrestling, like in the 80s. You know what I mean? I think he would be a big, like, kind of like gritty style wrestler. That's what he is now in Ring of Honor, and he does a good job. He's the current television champion for Ring of Honor right now. So, I mean, he's put in his time, he's put in his work. Not a pretty boy by any means, and that's what I can appreciate.
Right on, man.
Guy. What about you?
Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh, yeah.
Submission specialist.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I love him, but yeah, no, he's the man. My reason, simply go watch one of his matches against Matt Riddle.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
They
Or go back to the Cruiserweight Championship. He really put himself on the world's pedestal when he said, all right, guess what? I'm not going to sign with you guys, but you're going to see who I am.
He was the guy that they wanted to sign.
Him and Kota Ibushi, and they both went, nah, we're good.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
man. So that's my answer.
All right, right on. Well, thank you guys for watching on Instagram Live. We appreciate all the support, all the love. If you guys have any anything you want to include onto our next show, any questions or anything that you might want to answer Alex's question, which was, who is your favorite wrestler who's not in WWE?
Yes, Ravenhawk actually already answered it.
Or a member of the Bullet Club.
She likes the Arrow Club.
Arrow Club from RCW.
Yeah, man.
You know what? I like them too. I think they were like, okay, to be real, I'm going to be straight up because you know that's how I am.
Mm-hmm.
We did go to an RCW event and we saw them wrestle. We saw the Arrow Club wrestle, and in my opinion, that was my favorite match of the night. Next to, because we went to go see Cody Rhodes wrestle when he was Cody Rhodes after the before he joined the Bullet Club. But aside from that, dude, Arrow Club is all right by me. I dug it. I liked it.
Dig it.
Yeah. So, Alex, I don't think there's anything left to say, but we out.